One day longer. One day stronger. 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 One day longer. One day stronger.
CWA! CWA! Contract! Now! Contract!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Contract!
When do we want it?
Now!
If we don't get a contract, shut them down. If we don't get a contract,
Shut them down!
if we don't get a contract, shut them down. No way.
Who are we? And what do we want? And when do we want it? Who are we? Who are we? Who are we? And what do we want? And when do we want it? What's disgusting? What's disgusting? What's disgusting? CWA, we're not going away. CWA, we're not going away. Who are we? Who are we? And what do we want? And when do we want it? Who are we? Who are we? On strike, shut them down. New York is a union town. On strike, shut them down. New York is a union town. What are we fighting? Corporate greed. 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 Who are we? Who are we? And what do we want? And when do we want it? On strike, shut them down. New York is a union town. On strike, shut them down. New York is a union town. Brothers and sisters, you did a great job with the chanting. We did awesome with walking from 140 West Street to here. So now it is my pleasure to introduce CWA Local 1101 President, Keith Purse. Good afternoon, brothers and sisters! This is a sight that should scare the shit out of Verizon. What a great sight of all of us standing together. The hotel trades, the Teamsters, Local 1, 2,
Every union in New York City, the TWU, are standing together to show corporate greed will not be allowed in New York City. Now I know everybody's seen these stupid ads the companies put in the paper, right? Telling the customers that they're priority one. Well, they don't realize we work for this company and we know this company doesn't give a damn about their customers. They only care about their money. They put out, say, another ad because they got to put 3 ads in every friggin' paper instead of giving us what we deserve. They put out another ad saying, who wouldn't take this offer? Well, Verizon, I'm telling you right now, right here, CWA and IBW ain't taking your goddamn offer. We want to make sure that we keep good, middle-class paying jobs here in America, not over in the Philippines or in India, here where we are, where this company makes all its money. We want to make sure that we take care of our retirees, because someday we all want to be retired. So what's the sense of a pension if you're going to pay it all to medical and health care? That's not the way to go. So we're standing tall to keep jobs here in America, to protect our retirees, and to keep seniority in this union. Now this company is trying everything. They're going out there and they're trying to get injunctions to stop us. They're trying to prevent us from finding their scams that they hide everywhere they possibly can. Well, I got one thing to say to Verizon. You ain't hiding, and CWA isn't going away. Everybody here should take credit in their hearts, knowing that we are on the good side of this fight. That Verizon and their corporate greed and Lion Lowell and Greedy Reed are the scumbags that are trying to hurt us and our families, and we ain't gonna let them. Now, for some reason, this company thinks we're a bunch of imbeciles. They think we're just going to take any shit they give us. Well, we're not going anywhere until we get a fair and equitable contract. The king is here! All right, now we're kicking their ass out in the street. They don't know what to do. Our lines are strong. We find everywhere they go. We're hitting them in the press. We're hitting them with the politicians. They don't know what to do. So we have to stay together. We have to stay strong. We have to make sure that we're in this one day longer. One day stronger. One day longer. One day stronger. One day longer. One day stronger. All right, we have a lot of speakers here. Stick around. We have a surprise guest, the president of all the CWA. Chris Shelton is going to end this for us all. And so just stick around. We have more speakers coming up. Thank you.
As the brother said, we have adopted Verizon stores and Verizon locations all over New York City and all over the East Coast. And we're going to be standing with you. We're going to be picking with you. We're going to be taking action with you. We're going to be fighting with you until you get a contract. everyone needs to understand is that this does not just affect Verizon workers. I have family members, I have friends, I have members of my community who work for Verizon, who are on strike now. And the impact that this has, that Verizon has, trying to drive down wages, trying to drive down working conditions, not only impacts the workers, but it impacts our communities. It impacts New York City. Bad negotiations is not good for anybody, especially not New Yorkers, especially not anyone who lives in this country. We have to stop corporate greed. We have to stop billionaires from raking in the big bucks on the backs of working people. We're negotiating contracts now for our subcontracted security officers. They want what you want. They want a fair contract. Thousands of airport workers earning minimum wage, going to the bargaining table for the first time. Were jobs that used to be middle-class jobs in a race to the bottom and in a race to eliminate good jobs. Workers are making now less than $10 an hour. That's a shame. We can't continue to let corporate greed lose us good middle-class jobs. We cannot continue to bleed good middle-class jobs because the country is going to go to hell if we do. We are with you. I understand there's a meeting in Albuquerque today, and we are having demonstrations and rallies just like this all over the country. And wherever we are in 32BJ or SEIU, I'm telling you right now, we're standing with you. And we have a saying in 32BJ, and my 32BJ brothers and sisters are here. When we fight, we win. When we fight, when we fight, when we fight, when we fight, when we fight. Thank you.
Thank you, 32BJ. Our next guest, his name is Errol Phillips. He's the Secretary-Treasurer of TWU, Local 100. TWU represents 42,000 men and women who work in the city's subway and buses. They literally keep the city moving. Local 100 has been walking with our line and our brothers and sisters. I'd like to bring up Errol Phillips.
What do we want? Local 100 in the house? All right, so we're here standing with you, my brothers and sisters. I bring you greetings from our 42,000 members of the Transportation Workers Union Local 100. Also, our 88 brothers and sisters across the pond of the RMT in England. They hear your echo, so they bring me greetings to give to you. Brothers and sisters, Local 100 is proud to pledge our support, our engagement, our respect for your crusade of fairness. I say respect because you are fighting against a bunch of greedy, fat cat bastards. They are threatening your jobs, threatening your livelihoods, and threatening your families. You all are our families. You don't back down and pretend everything is fine. You draw a line in the sand, and when the bosses cross it, you hit the picket lines. Company bosses never give the workers a good wage, job security, benefits, or safe working environment. We have to fight for these things. We are accustomed fighting for these things. Your fight is our fight. We are in the struggle together. Your cause is our cause. We knew what it's like to push back against the suit and tie executive who only care about one thing, the bottom line and the numbers on the ledger. Now hear this, brothers and sisters. Verizon is making a profit of $1.8
billion a month. Top Verizon bosses are raking in millions upon millions of dollars in years in compensation. They say your contract that you want is not sustainable. They say they can't stay competitive without shipping more jobs overseas, closing call centers, forcing technicians to leave their families and work in different states. These are bold-faced lies, fueled by greed and bigger greed by these fat cat bastards. Verizon have a slogan, better matters. Frankly, we agree with them, because better does matter. Better jobs, better health coverage, better pensions. So brothers and sisters, your fight is our fight. Let's stay unified. I know you're fighting for your jobs and your contract, but you're also fighting for every American job across this country. Every American job across this country, brothers and sisters. Stay strong, stay strong. Stay strong, brothers and sisters.
Our next guest, his name is Maf Misbah Udin. He's the president of Local 1407, representing accountants throughout New York City's government. He's also the treasurer of DC 37, the umbrella organization of the city's 56 municipal unions. DC 37's office are right across the street from 140 West Street. They are the best neighbors to our strike line. In addition to walking the line with us, they've opened their offices to our strikers. Thank you for everything you're doing for us to support. Let's give it up for them.
You look great, brothers and sisters. On behalf of District Council 37, its Executive Director Henry Garrido, 121,000 members, 50,000 active retirees, I bring greetings and support for your strike. You make me proud. You showed labor movement is back. We must continue to strike until we get a fair, a decent, an equitable raise for all our members.
Our next speaker is Jimmy Selvin. He's the president of the Utility Workers Local 1-2. They represent the Con Ed workers throughout the city. Last week, Local 1-2 voted 94% to authorize a strike if necessary when their contract expires. We stood with Local 1-2 workers in 2012 when Con Ed locked them out. We stand with them again whenever they need us. Give it up for Local 1-2.
Thank you, brothers and sisters. Like you say, one day longer, one day longer. That's right, they already realize we are stronger and we get stronger. I remember, like you said before, when I was locked out 4 years ago, these red shirts were with us during that lockout period. I'm not like those corporate CEOs. I remember where you were. You were standing shoulder to shoulder. I remember each and every one of you. As I watched over here, I recognized the faces. I talked the stories with you. The difference in the labor movement is we don't forget. Now, if you notice, the CEOs, they kind of have a lot to memory. They don't realize, even in Wall Street, when Sandy happened, who put the system back? The middle class, the working class. We did. They need to realize that. You, brothers and sisters of the IBW and the CWA, are the wheels of labor. You make the company move. You make them profits. They need to start to wake up, get out of their asses, and start to put a damn good contract on the table for you and your family. They better understand one other option here. You screw with one labor movement, you screw with every labor movement. But we are united, we are strong, and we will stand together until the fight is over. We don't go away. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back the next day. We will haunt you till the last day you breathe. It's about time that we all stand together and say, enough is enough. Corporate greed has to stop. We can't be living off cat food in the retirement age. We need to understand that men and women come to work to make a decent living, take a decent wage, work in a safe atmosphere to provide for their families. I don't see any CEO in a call center, in a manhole, out in the street doing the work you do. But you're damn right they're looking for the profits you make them. So brothers and sisters, before I leave you, I want you all, from the back to the front, make the loudest noise. Forget about the closing bell in Wall Street. Let them know labor is here, and we are not leaving until we get a decent contract on the table. Let's go! That's the sound I love. That makes it in my heart. They will better know the utility workers are going to stand by the CWA and the IBW each and every day you're out here. I will be with the fight. I will be out on your lines. I will make sure they understand your fight is my fight, and we will continue to fight until there is a fair and equitable contract for you, the working people of Verizon.
Our next speaker is Jason Ide. He's the president of the Teamsters Local 814. Local 814 represents the workers in the commercial moving and storage industry. We walked the picket line with them, with 814 during a 10-month lockout at Sotheby's. The lockout ended with a contract, and a union was stronger than ever. Look at our sign. Jason and Local 814 walked with us on our picket line in 2011, and they're with us again today. They also lent us their rat for us to put on at a couple of hotels where they were having the scams work at. So let's give it up for Local 814.
Verizon management, Verizon shareholders, can you hear us? Can you hear us? We're here. We're here for you today. You CWA members, the men and women of this local, have sounded an alarm. Not only all over New York, not only here in the boardrooms, but all over. That working men and women, we're not going to sit back and get stepped on anymore. It's time for us to stand up and take what's ours. We've been there in our local. We've been there when the truce was broken. We've been there when Sotheby's, a multi-million-dollar corporation just like Verizon, said, we're not going to play ball anymore. We're going to take what's yours and it's going to be ours. And you know what? We stood up to them, and your red shirts were there every day at the picket line fighting with us. That's why we're going to be here with you. I'll tell you, our Verizon line went down in the office, and a bunch of scabs showed up to walk in. And right as they reached for the door handle, our business agents were there, who are a little bigger than me, let's just say. If you see them, they're big guys. And said, you know what? It's time to get out. Bring back the real workers. Bring back the real men and women who do the jobs here. So I hope today that Verizon, you and your shareholders and your management realize that we're your valuable assets. We're the ones who make you the money. We're the ones who keep you in business. And you know what? Until there's a fair contract, you won't be in business.
Our next speaker is Pat Cullen. He's the president of the New York State Supreme Court Officers Union.
I'm here today to pledge the support of all of our members for the fight that you're putting up. Greed crushes the middle class and the working class, and we all feel it. I'm here today to tell you that we are behind you now, and we will always be behind you. This may be your battle, but it's all of our war.
Our next speaker is Jalissa Saud. She's a registered nurse and a member of the New York State Nurses Association Social Justice Committee. NYSNA has been with us on picket lines. They've adopted the 34th Street wireless store, and they've made clear that they're with us for as long as it takes to win this fight. Let's give it up for NYSNA.
We are here to say that you need respect. You need the benefits that you deserve. You need the pay that you deserve. And you need to stop giving away your jobs. The nurses are here to support you. Verizon has made $1.8 billion in the past month off the backs of your hard work. And you deserve your fair portion of it. So we are here with you, to strike with you, to stand with you on the picket line as long as it takes to support you guys to get what you want. Thank you.
The New York State AFL-CIO. He actually brings the weight for the whole New York State AFL-CIO. Give it up for Mario Salento.
Brothers and sisters, I've said it before and I've said it again. I see all of our brothers and sisters from other unions here today, from the public sector and the private sector and the building trades. And again, we say, you are not alone in this fight. It is the entire labor movement, your 2.5 million brothers and sisters across this state. I've been to Buffalo and Rochester and Syracuse, from Brooklyn to Long Island and everywhere in between. We are all in this fight because this is a fight for what is right and just and true. And what is right and just and true is that you deserve a fair contract, and you deserve it right now. Verizon is hoping, they're hoping that we won't stand with you. They thought it a few years ago and they were wrong. They thought that you wouldn't stand in solidarity with each other. They were wrong. Well, brothers and sisters, the definition of insanity is thinking the same thing over and over again and getting a different result. So Verizon thinks that your brothers and sisters are going to abandon you. They're insane. We are here as one movement, together, because you're the reason why Verizon is successful. Because of you. You just want your fair share. So brothers and sisters, remember this. When we stand together and join together and fight together and raise our voices together, we win. Because we have each other. Because for all the money in the world, they can't buy what's inside of you. They can't buy our heart. They can't buy our dedication and commitment to each other as brothers and sisters. Remember that. So brothers and sisters, are we going to stand together? Are we going to join together? Are we going to fight together? Are we going to raise our voices together? Brothers and sisters, we're one movement. We're one family. We're all in this fight together. We will be here each and every day for as long as you need us to be. You have all the resources of the AFL-CIO at your disposal. We are all in this fight together, and together, brothers and sisters, we will win this fight. Thank you.
He has been at every march since the strike began, and he is helping us bring the full force of New York City labor movement to the table to help us win this fight. Thank you, Mr. Congress.
Thank you. Are we ready to stand up? And are we ready to fight back? And are we ready to say enough is enough? So look, they say they've given us their best offer, yet they want to cut job security. They say that they're acting in good faith. They're bargaining in good faith. Yet they want to outsource our jobs, offshore our jobs to other places around the world. And they say they want a settlement. They want to do the right thing. And they want to cut and freeze your pensions. Is that right? Are we going to stand for that? But it gets worse. This is the height of hypocrisy from an organization like Verizon, who's made billions and billions of dollars, and yet at the same time, they're paying taxes less than each one of us, substantially less than each one of us, 20% less than each one of us. Is that right? Are we going to stand for that? And when they make billions and billions of dollars, are we going to stand for them cutting wages and cutting benefits and taking away the things that we have built years? Each and every one of you have worked years to build up. Are we going to stand for that? Okay, so it's real simple. They need to know,
every union that's out here today and every union worker and all workers that this affects, and it does affect all workers throughout this city and throughout this state, throughout this region, and really throughout this country. We need to say enough is enough. We are standing in solidarity with each one of you, folks from the building trades and the construction trades council, all of them. We have folks from the private sector unions, from the public sector unions. We're together. We're one city. We are one group of workers, and we will do everything we can to make sure that you get a fair contract. We will be with you as long as it takes. As long as it takes to get a contract, each and every one of us will stand with CWA. Thank you all. Stay together. Stay strong and never ever give up.
This company has to know, like the newspapers have been telling them, that this is not just a strike against Verizon. This is not just a strike for you guys to make a few extra bucks. It's a strike because this country's laws and these corporations have decided that they want unions gone, and we're not gonna goddamn let them, are we? Brothers and sisters, what Verizon wants, what they really, really want, is to get rid of your union, to destroy your union, because they know if your union's gone, you'll be next. You'll be next, and we're not going to let them do that. Brothers and sisters, they can put all the bullshit they want on the table, and they have. And somebody was up here before and said they were a man of God. Well, I'm not, so you may hear some words out of me that don't come out of a man of God. But, you know, the company has all kinds of crazy horse shit on the table, and we're not going to cave into it. But mainly what they have on the table is ways to destroy your lives, ways to destroy your union so that they can get rid of every one of you. Because if they succeed in getting rid of this union, and they succeed in getting rid of the IBEW, you know what happens? Every single one of you is next. And we're not going to let that happen. They put bullshit ads every single day in the paper in New York and all over their footprint. Here's one, and this is addressed to customers. You remain our top priority. Who are they kidding? They couldn't give a shit less about those customers. They even hate those customers more than they hate you, and that's a feat. You know, they're bullshitting the customers, telling them about how they're sending out well-trained people to fix their phone, their internet, and their TVs. Well-trained people, they're lucky if one of them don't kill somebody in the public. That's how well-trained they are. So we know, all of us know, that they don't give a shit about us. But we also know that they don't give a shit about their own customers. They only care about one thing, profit. That's all they care about, no matter what, how much goddamn money they can shove in their pockets and how fast they can shove it in their pockets. And the only way they can do that, brothers and sisters, is to screw you. Well, we're not going to let them, are we? Brothers and sisters, this strike is amazing. The stuff that's been in the newspapers is amazing. The newspapers have figured out that what you're doing is not for you. It's not just for you. Okay, some of it's for you. But the newspapers even have figured out, and this is the first time in my life I've ever seen it. The newspapers have figured out that this strike is about the working class, the middle class, and not just union people, but everybody in this country. We've seen unprecedented things happen on our picket lines. We've seen 2
presidential candidates show up on our picket lines. We've seen actors show up at our picket lines. We've seen a presidential debate where one of the people in that debate said, look at the Verizon strike. That's what's wrong with this country. And God damn it, that is what's wrong with this country. Because brothers and sisters, if we can't, in a company making the kind of money that Verizon's making, if we can't keep at least what we got, we're not looking for more. We're looking to keep what we have. And if we can't do that, then there's no hope for this country. And hopefully there is hope. And you guys are what stands between the greedy sons of bitches who run Verizon, who run the corporations in this country, and the people of this country. That's why people are so pissed off and why they're thinking crazy things about voting for people like Donald Trump, who's full of shit and is not standing up for working people. So, brothers and sisters, here's what I think of their bullshit ads in the Daily News. You know, it's not just us. The labor movement, the newspapers, the labor movement in itself has figured out that this strike is about more than you. It's about more than CWA. It's about every person with a union card, every person who works for a living in the United States of America. And union after union after union, and some of them are here today, have stood up to say, hey, Verizon, you're not alone. The Hotel Trades Council, 32BJ, the Teamsters, SEIU, TWU, you name them. I know I'm going to miss somebody, but the AFT, the UAW, the mine workers, everybody has sent me letters and said, hey, anything you need, anything those strikers need, we're in, we're in, we're in. And they're not bullshitting anybody. They are in, brothers and sisters. You know, I'll just tell you a couple of stories about what some of the unions have done. We know what the Hotel Trades Council has done for us, and thank you, brothers and sisters. The lawyers tell me I can't say anything publicly about what you've done, but thank you, brothers and sisters. I got a call yesterday from Jimmy Hoffa, the president of the Teamsters, who happens to be a real good friend of mine. So as I said, I got a call from Jimmy Hoffa yesterday, the president of the Teamsters Union. And Jimmy told me anything we need, we got it. And he also told me a few things about what they're already doing. And I thanked them, for instance, for what the UPS guys are doing. Every UPS guy in this country got a letter from Jimmy saying, hey, don't cross the Verizon picket line. Every single one. But even more than that, Jimmy told me that what he's doing is in some places where Verizon, Teamster truck drivers wouldn't cross our picket lines, they got laid off. And what Jimmy is doing is paying those guys strike benefits for not crossing our picket line. I'm getting letters and phone calls and you name it from every union, not only in this country, but also in the world. I got a letter from Verdi, a 2 million member union in Germany, saying we're with you, anything you need, you got it. I got a letter from Unionen, which is a union in Sweden, telling me that they're with us. I got a letter this morning from a union, the CWU, which is the Communication Workers of the UK, of Britain. And they said, anything you need, you got it. Just call. And brother and sisters, they all mean it. They're not just writing letters. They mean what they say. Because they know that if you fail, they're next. We can't fail, brothers and sisters. The whole world is watching. As of today, we have locals all over the United States of America, mostly CWA locals, and we're going to carry on with other unions. But we are today picketing at least 500 wireless stores outside the Verizon footprint all across the United States of America. This company wants to take out your union. Well, I'm here to tell you, brothers and sisters, if you're up for it, I'm up for it. We're going to take out this company. We'll do whatever we got to do to shut these sons of bitches down. And I want to know, are you ready to do that? I can't hear you. Are you ready to shut them down? Are you ready to shut them down? Are you ready to kick their ass? Are you ready to win? Brothers and sisters, the whole world is watching you. You're a representative for everybody who works, not only in the United States, but in the world. And they're watching you, and they are not going to let you fail. And you're not going to let you fail, and I'm not going to let you fail, brothers and sisters. We have to win this strike, and we're going to goddamn win this strike. So thank you for everything you're doing, and keep up the good work.
Now, I was just told by another union that down at 1 Wall Street, the building trades is holding a rally at 3:30, which is in about 5 minutes. And they'd like a lot of us to go down there and show the support, because they're fighting for the same thing we are. Good middle-class job. So I just want to thank all the great speakers that we had. I want to thank all our fellow union brothers and sisters that have come out to show us support. I want to thank all the other locals that have come to show us support too. Now I know we will stand strong. We will fight. We will win this strike. We are CWA.